Well, first off, welcome to the 26th Missing Children Day ceremony. I'm FDLE Commissioner Mark Glass, and today we honor Florida's missing who were currently and cruelly taken away from us and the ones who have not yet come home. We honor their memories, and we reaffirm our promise that we will never abandon the search for them. Please stand for a moment of silence while we remember our missing children. Thank you. And please remain standing for the presentation of colors by our Honor Guard, the Pledge of Allegiance, and then our national anthem, which will be performed by Valentina. Valentina? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless you all. God bless America. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors and star-spangled banner yet wave, o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Please be seated. And many thanks to our Honor Guard representing the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Capitol Police, the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, and the Florida Highway Patrol. Thank you. Now, please allow me to introduce our Florida's distinguished guest sitting in the stage to your right in the first row, Department of Education Senior Chancellor, Dr. Paul Burns. Office of the Attorney General's Director of Law Enforcement, Jay Scanlon. Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Colonel Lee Adams. In the second row, Florida Missing Children's Day Foundation President Ken Tucker. Florida Police Chiefs Association President Chief Charles Vasquez from the Tampa International Airport Police Department. Florida Sheriff Association, Leon County Sheriff Walt McNeil. Thank you, sir. And Missing and Endangered Persons Information Clearinghouse Advisory Board Chair, Karen Mazzola. Thank you, Karen. And on your left from FDLE, you see Special Agent in Charge Jeff Watson, and also Assistant Special Agent in Charge Grant Geyer, who will be helping us out today. Now, in addition to these distinguished guests up here on the stage, out in the audience, we have Secretary Ricky Dixon from the Florida Department of Corrections, Assistant Secretary Kate Williams from the Florida Department of Children and Families, Colonel Gary House from the Florida Highway Patrol, Chief Medical Officer Dr. Rita Smith from the Florida Department of Juvenile Justice. We also have Under Sheriff Ron Kay from Leon County Sheriff's Office. We have the Florida Police Chiefs Association Executive Director Jennifer Cookie Pritt, and members of the Missing and Endangered Persons Information Clearinghouse Advisory Board. And we also have FDLE's command staff. We have Deputy Commissioner Vaden Pollard. We also have Deputy Commissioner Dave Binder, Chief of Staff Lauren Cassidy, and Assistant Commissioner Mike Phillips here today. Now, a special thank you goes out to our advocate sponsors who donate at least $5,000 to the Florida Missing Children's Day Foundation and the Florida Association of School Resource Officers, otherwise known as FASRO, and we really want to say thank you. And I want to take a minute to specifically recognize FASRO. FASRO started the Florida Missing Children's Day reception that is held on Sunday after rehearsal for missing person families and award winners. In 2003, the families mentioned that they would like the opportunity to talk between themselves and to share their experiences regarding their missing loved ones. In 2004, FASRO stepped up to sponsor a reception after the rehearsal that allowed the families to get together and talk about their situations. Every year, FASRO has organized and covered the entire cost for rental fees and catering for that receptions. The Florida Missing Children's Day Foundation President Ken Tucker would like to invite FASRO to the stage to present you with a token of recognition for your continuation donation since 2004. Let's give this FASRO a round of applause, please. I would also like to recognize our presenting sponsor, TSI Adjusters, who donated $2,500, and all other sponsors that contributed to the Florida Missing Children's Day. This event could not be held without you. And before you leave today, please take a moment to view the sponsors' posters distributed throughout the room in the recognition of the law enforcement agencies, businesses, and individuals that make this event possible. And we want to just say really thank you again. Can I get one more round of applause for all these sponsors? To the law enforcement in this room, the sheriffs, police chiefs, police officers, and deputies across the state, thank you for the work you do every day. I know your work is tirelessly, and you keep the Florida children safe. We want to say thank you to you. I want to thank our members who work on the Child Abduction Response Team, or CART, and in our Missing Persons Clearinghouse. Your work makes a difference for Florida children each and every day, and you truly are doing the Lord's work. There are 137 active child abduction response teams nationwide. Only 33 of them have received certification from the United States Department of Justice as of January 2023. Today, Florida maintains 9 certified teams. Florida's child abduction response teams account for approximately 27% of the nation's total certified teams. This makes our state a model in rapid response for critical emergency search activations which save lives. As the first state to create the Missing Persons Clearinghouse in 1982, Florida leads the way, setting a nationwide standard for effectively handling missing person cases. In 2023, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Missing and Endangered Person Information Clearinghouse, or MEPIC, issued 8 Amber Alerts and 58 Missing Child Alerts. As of today, all the Amber Alerts and Missing Child Alerts issued in 2023 have been closed, and in 2023 there was a 100% overall recovery rate, with 98% of the children recovered alive. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the Bloodhounds, and some of you heard them earlier, and their handlers representing the Tallahassee State College Florida Public Safety Institute. These Bloodhound teams represent both law enforcement agencies and search and rescue teams from Florida, Georgia, Minnesota, North Carolina, and Texas. These teams attended the Bloodhound Scent Tracking Seminar, which coincides with the Florida Missing Children's Day. So thank you. But most importantly, we are joined together today by the parents and family members of missing children and those who have experienced the loss of a child. Your presence here inspires each of us in our work to protect Florida's children. Each of our Remembrance families are joined today by a member of the Attorney General's Victim Advocates team, and we want to say thank you for being here and standing alongside our families. I would like to bring your attention to the banner donated by Lamar Advertising hanging outside near the entrance of the museum when you entered. Thanks to our partnership with the Florida Outdoor Advertising Association and their members, billboards with this image and billboards with active missing persons cases are displayed all over Florida to heighten awareness of missing person cases. Now, at this time, I would like to welcome Special Agent in Charge Jeffrey Watson to present this year's awards.
Thank you, Commissioner. We take this time each year to recognize the men, women, and children who acted heroically or made significant contributions to protecting Florida's children. I am honored to present the 26th Florida Missing Children's Day Awards to some of our most courageous citizens and law enforcement officers. The first award this morning is the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Commissioner's Award. This award recognizes an individual who has made outstanding contributions towards the issue of missing children. This year, the Commissioner's Award recognizes missing juvenile investigator Maribel Ojeda with the Orlando Police Department. In December of 2023, the Department of Children and Families received information alleging that an infant was born prematurely at a Sarasota hospital with the mother and infant testing positive for multiple substances and the family having 2 other children under the age of 10 in the home. The parents abandoned the infant at the hospital, stole a vehicle from the hospital valet, and took the 2 older children to Puerto Rico via plane at the Orlando airport. Investigator Ojeda voluntarily contacted multiple agencies and businesses to verify jurisdiction before opening a missing persons case. Accepting jurisdiction of the 2 older children and assigning herself the case for a complete workup, she located the children in poor conditions in Puerto Rico and facilitated immediate intervention by working with other law enforcement agencies to issue a warrant for the father and prepare charges for the mother so Florida could extradite the children. The children were recovered safely and had been without clean clothing and food for some time. Investigator Ojeda worked above and beyond the call of duty at every point of this incident, from working personal connections to establishing jurisdiction before a case was even accepted, seamlessly coordinating the sharing of information and efforts to locate the family between 4 law enforcement agencies and 3 state child protective agencies. Please join me in congratulating Investigator Ojeda in receiving the Commissioner's Award. The next award of the morning is the Evelyn Williams Memorial Award, also known as the Unsung Hero Award. This award is traditionally presented to an individual whose work is beneficial to the public and who has demonstrated outstanding contributions to the incidents of missing children. The effort of this individual is usually unrecognized as they continue working quietly and consistently behind the scenes for the safety of Florida's children. Evelyn was an analyst with the Missing Endangered Persons Information Clearinghouse who passed away. Her dedication to the mission of the Clearinghouse and can-do spirit inspired this award. Evelyn always did whatever was needed and never sought recognition. While she is no longer with us today, her family continues to attend Florida Missing Children's Day on her behalf and are in the crowd with us today. This year, the Evelyn Williams Memorial Award goes to Michaela Darty from the Florida Department of Children and Families. Michaela has been with DCF since 2012. She's worked multiple cases on missing persons and human trafficking. Recently, she worked Operation We Will Find You in May 2023 and Operation Seminole Sabre in May of 2024 to assist in recovering Florida's missing. These two operations resulted in over 50 missing children being recovered. Ms. Daugherty pours her heart and soul into building partnerships with local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies. After the most recent recovery efforts, Deputy U.S. Marshal Mario Price referred to Ms. Daugherty as a superstar and stated without her situational awareness, the operation would not have been as successful. She established recovery sites and directly supported law enforcement command centers. Due to her organizational skills, she is able to bring individuals together to help fight human trafficking and prevent further victimization of children. Please join me in congratulating Michaela Daugherty as this year's Evelyn Williams Award winner. The John and Reve Walsh Award is presented to those who have made outstanding contributions to the issue of missing children. This work must positively affect Florida's missing children and the safety of those children. The award also recognizes those who prevent children from abduction and those that safely and successfully recover those that go missing. This year, the John and Reve Walsh Award winner is presented to Kristen Morgan from the Florida Department of Children and Families. Ms. Morgan provides support on high-risk missing child cases and missing child reports with issues regarding opening and closing. She contributes to the location and recovery of children, collaborates with state and federal agencies for out-of-state cases, and assists with arranging child transport services. She works to decrease the number of DCF-related runaway child incidents and to increase placement stability for children in care. Ms. Morgan has worked missing children cases for years with DCF and is a liaison with FDLE's Missing Endangered Persons Information Clearinghouse and their advisory board. Recently, she helped determine the jurisdictional agency for 3 young children between multiple agencies. She was able to provide clarifying information, Florida statute citations, and CJIS policy, which allowed the children to be reported missing and located the next day. She also recently assisted in a missing child case where the child was located in another state. Because of her work, the child was located safely and returned to caregivers in Florida. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Kristen Morgan to the stage as the John and Reve Walsh Award winner. At this time, I would like to invite our partner agency invested in child and school safety to join me in presenting our next awards to our Florida Missing Children's Day Child Contest winners. Senior Chancellor Paul Burns and Commissioner Glass will recognize our first child winners of the day who performed our national anthem for us at the beginning of the ceremony. Please join me in congratulating Valentina as the national anthem contest winner and thank her for our opening ceremony. Florida Missing Children's Day takes the opportunity to teach children how to take charge of their own safety and the safety of their brothers, sisters, and friends. Each year, we ask 5th grade students across the state to write an essay entitled, "This is How I Stay Safe All Day." The contest goal is to encourage thoughtful and constructive conversation regarding practical safety practices among the students with their parents, teachers, and friends. This year, we had more essay contest entries than any previous years with over 55 submitted essays. Please join me in welcoming Davis from Sally Jones Elementary School as the Florida Essay Contest winner. He will read his winning essay.
Good morning, everyone. Snatch, another innocent child is abducted. About 28,000 children go missing in Florida each year, but it is possible to prevent this from happening if you know what to do when a strange person walks up to you and tries to get you to come with them. I will be telling you some safety tips in this essay so that you don't end up on the next Amber Alert. First off, try to prevent from getting chosen for abduction in the first place. Children that are abducted are usually ones who are alone and their parents aren't around. Also, try to refrain from wearing any jewelry, clothing, or backpacks with your name on them. If an abductor sees this, he or she can say that they are one of your parents' friends and say your name to try to prove it. Safe Steps to Protect Florida's Children states that children should be taught that it is okay to say no, even to an adult. This is very true because if someone is trying to force you to go with them so that they can abduct you, it is very easy to just say no and get away as fast as possible. If you do this, the abductor won't mess with you. To continue, if the abductor grabs you, feel free to kick, punch, elbow, scream, yell, do anything to try to pry yourself loose from the abductor's grip. As a bonus, all that screaming and shouting is sure to cause a scene and turn some heads. It is likely that someone will help you. If you do manage to wriggle free from the abductor's grip, try to run like the wind to the nearest safe place and call 911. A safe place could be a local business such as a supermarket, park, or restaurant, basically any public place. As soon as you get there, let an adult know that someone just attempted to abduct you and ask if you can call the cops. When you meet up with the police, try to remember every detail about the attempted abduction. Tell the authorities what the abductor looks like, what their car looks like, or most usefully, the abductor's license plate number. With this information, the police should be able to catch the abductor and they won't be taking kids any longer. Finally, try to keep yourself safe on the internet as well. According to the Office of the Attorney General, it should be a family rule to never give out identifying or personal information, such as your home address, school name, telephone number, or age in chat rooms or bulletin boards. These rules will make it easier for you to be safe on the internet. Now imagine someone that you are talking to in a chat room on the internet start asking for personal information and it makes you uncomfortable. What would you do? Luckily, the internet has many features that you could use to protect yourself. You could leave the chat room, or if you are the owner of the chat room, you could kick or ban that person from the chat room. If you want to go a step further to stop them from terrorizing you, you could block them or even report them to the website your chat room is on. These same strategies could also be used if you are being cyberbullied. Now that you have blocked all contact with that person, you will probably never talk to them again and you are as safe as can be. In conclusion, abduction is a serious issue that hopefully after looking at these tips, you will personally never end up in an Amber Alert. Remember to stay in a group, fight back, and keep information private on the internet. If you want to warn others, try teaching them these strategies.
Thank you, Davis, for sharing your essay with us today. The Federal Department of Justice challenges fifth graders across the nation to participate in a poster contest for the National Missing Children's Day. Each state selects a single winner to compete at the national level. Every year, the Florida Missing Children's Day state billboard is designed based on the winner's artwork. Florida's winner is Sua of Childs Elementary School. Through her art, Sua shows the way home for missing children through her imagery of the night sky. Sua will also take a poster board home signed by Commissioner Glass after the ceremony and a personal letter signed by Florida Governor Ron DeSantis. The poster board on the stage and the banner outside were based on her artwork. At this time, I would like to invite Sua to the stage to receive her award. The next award is presented to the local law enforcement officer of the year. This year, the winners are Detective Henrik Osted and Detective Chase King from the Marion County Sheriff's Office. The 2023 an apparent runaway case was called in for a 13-year-old. In the course of the investigation, it was discovered the child had an account on Discord and had been chatting online. Detectives Osted and King discovered the juvenile was coerced into performing sex acts, self-mutilation, and possible suicide by the online predator and was in extreme danger as the suspect orchestrated her disappearance by having her write a runaway note and abducting the juvenile to another state. As a direct result of Detective King and Detective Osted's knowledge, experience, and dedication to the protection of children, within hours of receiving the case, a 29-year-old suspect was identified, located, and arrested in Tennessee, and the child was located. The suspect had plans to change her identity and start passing her off as his spouse to conceal the infidelity. The suspect was charged with 51 different felony charges. Additionally, the detectives have continued to follow up on leads generated from this case and have identified a network of sexual abusers who continue to prey on Florida children throughout the United States and the world. The detectives are commended for their timely actions, which resulted in the recovery of a juvenile and their continuing work. Please join me in congratulating Detective Henrik Osted and Detective Chase King as the local law enforcement officer of the year. This year, we recognize the Florida Highway Patrol's Trooper Trent Sistrunk as the State and Federal Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. In 2023, Trooper Sistrunk responded to a call regarding a missing 12-year-old juvenile traveling on a Florida Greyhound bus, possibly headed to Atlanta, Georgia. Trooper Sistrunk located the Greyhound bus and initiated a traffic stop. Trooper Sistrunk talked with the bus driver about the specific juvenile passenger and looked through the passenger roster. The driver stated there was not a passenger on board with the name reported. Trooper Sistrunk went beyond his regular duties by walking the bus aisle to look at the passengers himself. He noticed the young juvenile sitting alone and asked the juvenile if she was the individual in question, which she confirmed. Trooper Sistrunk advised the juvenile that she was not in trouble and escorted her from the bus. Trooper Sistrunk's keen observations and diligence led to the recovery of a victimized 12-year-old missing juvenile who had been the victim of multiple crimes in Florida and other states. Please join me in congratulating Trooper Trent Sistrunk as the State Law Enforcement Officer of the Year. The Law Enforcement Task Force or Team of the Year award is presented to a team of law enforcement personnel who made incredible strides in protecting Florida's children. This year's winners are part of the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Homeland Security Investigations, and the Texas Department of Public Safety. In July 2023, Texas law enforcement contacted FDLE requesting assistance locating a missing 16-year-old juvenile from Texas whose internet accounts were being used in Florida. Texas provided pictures of the juvenile. A police report was found for June 2023 reporting a female in the woods screaming for help in Alachua County. Law enforcement was dispatched and unable to locate anyone needing assistance. Unbeknownst to responding law enforcement at the time, the child fled into the wooded area by the residents, but was again captured, taken back to the residence, and tortured as punishment by her captors. Texas and Florida law enforcement worked on surveilling the property and developing probable cause to execute a search warrant at the suspect's residence. The investigation revealed the suspect paid someone to deliver this child to his Florida residence, where the suspect and another female restrained and abused the child while forcing a drug dependence to ensure compliance. The suspects were taken into custody and the child was rescued. The child needed immediate medical attention and was transported to a local hospital. In November of 2023, both suspects were federally indicted and charged with interstate transportation of a minor to engage in sex, along with numerous counts of production of child sex abuse material. Both entered guilty pleas in March of 2024. The efforts of the team in this case undoubtedly saved the life of this child. Please join me in congratulating our Team of the Year award winners. So I call out their names. From the Alachua County Sheriff's Office, Detective Josh Dawson and Detective Justin Dillon. From the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, Resident Agent in Charge William Porter. Special Agent Calvin Lee, Special Agent Roy Billy Long, Special Agent Tracy Russo. From Homeland Security Investigations, Special Agent Joel Richards. And from the Texas Department of Public Safety, Texas Ranger Henry Schultz. Also of note in this case, Special Agent or Resident Agent in Charge William Porter was recognized as the Florida Department of Law Enforcement Special Agent of the Year. He was also recognized by Attorney General Ashley Moody as the Florida Law Enforcement of the Year. And this is also the first time in the history of Missing Children's Day that we have recognized a Texas Ranger as well. So thank you again. The Combating Human Trafficking Award is presented to an individual or individuals who have demonstrated a profound contribution to human trafficking issues in Florida. This year's award goes to Karen Stokowski from the Escambia County Sheriff's Office. Between November of 2023 and March of 2024, an endangered missing 15-year-old girl was involved in human trafficking, which crossed multiple jurisdictions. Throughout this time, the investigation in these cases would not have been successful if it were not for Karen Stokowski, who is a non-sworn administrative support assistant. She was able to collect, analyze, and disseminate crucial information to multiple law enforcement agencies, which assisted in the successful recovery of the juvenile and eventually led to an arrest of one of the perpetrators. She provided information and coordinated with the agencies in extensive searches using phone pings, which led to the arrest of one of the suspects in another state, tracked the case through the court process, and assisted the juvenile in acquiring victim services. Without her hard work and dedication, this situation would not have come to a peaceful resolution as quickly and successfully as it did. Please join me in congratulating Karen Sikowski on her excellent work behind the scenes in receiving the Combating Human Trafficking Award. Every year, we recognize our canine trailing teams with their own award category. This year, we would also like to honor our Florida canines that have passed away and to say thank you for the work they have done over the years to locate Florida's vulnerable populations. Around the room are posters of our missing person canines that have left us this past year. Please take a moment to salute them on your way out. After the kidnapping and murder of their son, Jimmy Rice, Don and Claudine Rice dedicated much of their time, energy, and resources to preventing child abductions and protecting Florida's children. They created the Jimmy Rice Center and started the donation of bloodhound dogs to law enforcement agencies. Claudia Rice believed that bloodhounds were the best resource in mounting an immediate, effective response to child abductions. And so, each year, Florida Missing Children's Day honors a canine unit with an award bearing Jimmy's name. This year, the award winner for the Jimmy Rice Trailing Team of the Year is Canine Anthem and Detective Kelly Covett from the Broward Sheriff's Office. And it's always great to have the support of your peers, right? In December 2023, a missing 9-year-old nonverbal child was reported missing in adverse weather conditions consisting of high winds averaging over 20 miles per hour. Due to the wind, aerial searches were not feasible, and Deputy Kelly Covett and 2-year-old Canine Anthem were dispatched. Deputy Covett created a scent article using the inside of the child's shoe, which limited potential cross-scent contamination, and immediately set to work. Canine Anthem confidently navigated the trail, skillfully contending with the gusty winds, and searched the nearby area. The child was located in the middle of the road on a different street and was recovered before severe injury could occur. Deputy Covett's quick thinking, using an improvised scent article and Anthem's impeccable tracking skills, ensured the child was recovered minutes before severe injury could occur. Canine Anthem and Canine Macy, who passed away this year, were both donated by the Jimmy Rice Center with Deputy Covett as their handler and are credited with over 100 confirmed tracks and are an invaluable resource to the Broward Sheriff's Office. This year, I'd like to recognize Deputy Kelly Covett and Canine Anthem as the winners of the Jimmy Rice Trailing Team of the Year. In addition to recognizing law enforcement officers, today we also recognize Florida citizens who made outstanding contributions to the safety of children over the last year. I would like to recognize Mr. Timothy Williams for the Citizen of the Year Award. In August 2023, an adult male attempted to kidnap an 11-year-old female at her bus stop. The girl bravely fought off her kidnapper until Timothy Williams, a local parent and corrections worker, provided assistance and attempted to keep the suspect at the scene until law enforcement arrived. The suspect confessed that he planned to kidnap and sexually assault a minor if he had not been stopped. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Timothy Williams as the Citizen of the Year Award winner. Our next award recognizes Florida school bus operators, those who see our children each day and make it their job to keep them safe. This year's School Bus Operator of the Year Award is Romanita Cancel with the Seminole County Public Schools. During a routine morning bus route, Ms. Cancel noticed a suspicious interaction between a 9-year-old girl and an unknown male in a black pickup truck. Ms. Cancel observed the girl's discomfort and hesitation with the man and recognized the signs of potential danger. Without hesitation, Ms. Cancel intervened between the two and confronted the man. In addition to keeping the young girl safe at the time of the incident, Ms. Cancel also pursued the man and obtained vital information for law enforcement. Her proactive approach undoubtedly played a pivotal role in apprehending the individual and preventing future harm. Please join me in congratulating Romanita Cancel as the School Bus Operator of the Year. The next award was named the Everyday Hero Award. It was created 2 years ago and filled for the first time last year. The award was created due to Special Agent Supervisor Stephanie Cassidy and K-9 Maple when they were nominated for the Jimmy Rice Trailing Team of the Year Award. At that time, it was determined the intent of the Jimmy Rice Trailing Team of the Year Award was specific to scent trails related to missing persons. Canines that detect scent for decedent remains or other scents were excluded from qualification, even if it related to missing persons or apprehending those that prey on children. Due to this, an award category was created to allow us to recognize outstanding activity that may otherwise fall outside of other award categories. In remembrance of K-9 Maple, who passed away this year, the Missing Endangered Persons Information Clearinghouse Advisory Board renamed the award to Maple's Everyday Hero Award. We would like to present Special Agent Supervisor Stephanie Cassidy with a plaque to honor Maple and commemorate the change of name. This concludes our awards portion of the ceremony for this year. Every year, we recognize Florida's missing person families in the time of remembrance. This part of our ceremony allows us to honor the ones cruelly taken away too soon, and we vow to never abandon the search for answers to those still missing. Commissioner Mark Glass will now recognize our missing person families in remembering their loved ones. We remember the children whose lives have been taken, and we also remember those who are still missing. Jimmy Rice. Amanda Brown.
Our hearts are joined in love and beating as one drum, and we will stand together as one great family. Bells of love ring for you.
Coral Rose Fullwood.
Bells are ringing for you. These bells are ringing for you. These bells are ringing for you. Now and forever we will stand as one. In heaven and on earth, it is God's grace.
Summer Thompson.
Is a strength, all strength that lasts forever. As long as we're together, we are linked as one. Our love is there for you through the day and
Morgan Martin.
night, like an everlasting light. The pain of the night that you come home safe to us. These bells are ringing for you. These bells are ringing for you. These bells are ringing.
Felicia Williams.
Now and forever
Tristan Bailey.
Do you hear the people caroling?
Demaya Appling.
Do you feel the love in our hearts? There is endless search to find you. We only hope our love will soon break through. As the shadows I will fade, we will do anything it takes.
Jonathan Hagens.
To the shining light. Hear our words through the darkness of the night, and we pray love will light your way home. Light your way through the darkness of the night. Light your way home to the shining light. Light your way home where our love will always
Tiffany Sessions.
Light your way. Do you hear the people searching? Do you hear us calling your name? With the thought that we may lose you. We know our lives will never be the same. Still your spirit glows so bright, like a candle in the night. You truly are a
Lurleen Bergeron.
shining light. We feel your warmth through the darkness of the night, and we'll pray love will light your way home. Light your way through the darkness of the night.
Wendy Hudecock.
Light your way home to the shining light. Light your way home where our love will always burn bright. Light your way. Do you
Zachary Bernhardt.
Our hopes of finding you have darkened on this day. Now we turn to other children in hope our love for you will guide their way. With our candles burning bright, like a beacon in the night, we'll lead them to the shining
Mark Degner.
We feel your warmth
Brian Hayes.
Light your way home, where our love will always burn bright. Light your way home, oh, light your way home through the darkness. Light your way home, oh, light your way home.
Trenton Duckett. Haley Cummings.
Even though we are far apart, you are in our minds, you're in our hearts. All day we think of you. Our love rings the truth. We will stand by you. Our hearts are joined in love and beating as one drum.
Florida remembers all of our missing children.
Together as one great family, bells of love ring for you. These bells are ringing for you. These bells are ringing for you. These bells are ringing.
Thank you, Davis and Silla. Please join me in welcoming Commissioner Mark Glass back to the stage for our closing remarks.
This is always a tough part of the remembrance ceremony, and for the hope that is still there. Never give up hope. Never, ever give up hope. I will promise you, everything in my power with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, the state of Florida, we're going to keep that hope alive. I promise you. For those of you who don't know, the time when these families come together, it's an amazing time. And they have welcomed me with open arms every year. And I want to say thank you guys. I hurt when you hurt. I pray. And that I just hope that there's anything that I can do to provide comfort to your families, that we can do that. And through the Lord's work, we will be able to do that. I love each and every one of you guys. And just want to say again, for those sponsors, we thank you. We thank you for doing this for these families. We thank you. We thank everyone for their commitment to protect Florida's children. And after we close, if you will see outside that we are having a safety fair outside for children. There's supposed to be over 400 children here today. And we invite you to be part of that. to take a look at that and watch what we're doing. And it's going to be focusing on student safety. And after we close, please allow the Florida Public Safety Institute Bloodhounds to exit first through the back doors. But again, hope. Hope is a wonderful thing. So I just want to say, everyone, thank you for being here today. If you would, stand as we retire the colors. And followed by, we will close today's ceremony with Amazing Grace. Colors. Gary. Thank you. This concludes our ceremony.